Fresh sea war drama has erupted between Turkey and Israel after Gaza-bound flotilla was intercepted by Israeli forces at sea. Netanyahu's navy now appears locked in a tense maritime standoff against Erdogan-backed flotilla vessels heading toward Gaza. Israeli commandos reportedly stormed Turkish-led ships carrying activists during a dramatic high-seas confrontation near Cyprus. In what appeared to be a daring pre-dawn operation, Israeli forces moved to intercept more than 50 vessels linked to the flotilla mission. As Turkey dispatched its Sumud Flotilla toward Gaza, Israel responded by deploying heavily armed naval commandos into the operation. A Gaza-bound flotilla has triggered a fresh confrontation between Turkey and Israel as tensions in the region continue to intensify. On May 18th, Israeli forces intercepted vessels linked to the Global Sumud Flotilla near the coast of Cyprus. Video footage captured Israeli personnel boarding the Turkish-led flotilla carrying activists attempting to sail toward Gaza. A livestream broadcast by the Global Sumud Flotilla showed activists raising their hands moments before Israeli troops approached the vessels. Israeli soldiers wearing tactical gear then boarded the flotilla ships and abruptly cut off the live transmission. Following the Israeli operation, reports claimed the flotilla vessels lost communication and contact with one another at sea. The Turkish-led flotilla had reportedly departed from southern Turkey last week, with nearly 50 vessels headed toward Gaza. Israel dismissed the flotilla mission as a publicity exercise and warned activists to immediately turn their ships back toward Turkey. Ahead of the interception, Israel's foreign ministry strongly criticized the Gaza-bound convoy and its organizers. On May 18th, the Israeli foreign ministry accused two Turkish groups of carrying out what it described as a deliberate provocation. Israel alleged that the Turkish organizations were using the flotilla to support Hamas and undermine Trump's Gaza peace initiative. Israeli officials further claimed that the operation was intended to distract attention from Hamas's refusal to disarm in Gaza. Israel's foreign ministry said, and I quote, "Once again, a provocation for the sake of provocation, another so-called humanitarian aid flotilla, with no humanitarian aid. This time, two violent Turkish groups, Mavi Marmara and IHH, the latter designated as a terrorist organization, are part of the provocation. The purpose of this provocation is to serve Hamas, to divert attention from Hamas's refusal to disarm, and to obstruct progress on President Trump's peace plan." As the Board of Peace, which oversees humanitarian activities in Gaza under UNSC Resolution 2803, made clear, this flotilla is only about publicity. The Gaza Strip is flooded with aid. Since October 2025 alone, more than 1.58 million tons of humanitarian aid and thousands of tons of medical supplies have entered Gaza. Israel will not allow any breach of the lawful naval blockade on Gaza. Israel calls on all participants in this provocation to change course and turn back immediately. End quote. This latest confrontation comes shortly after Israel announced the killing of another senior Hamas leader inside the Gaza Strip. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated on May 18th that Israel's military campaign in Gaza was nearing completion. Netanyahu further claimed that Israeli forces are now effectively in control of nearly 60% of Gaza's territory. But these two things, patience and determination, and the ability to meet the challenge, we have in abundance. We will achieve this as well in relation to the Gaza Strip. Over the weekend, we eliminated the arch-terrorist Is-ul-Din al-Haddad. He was essentially number one in the military wing of Hamas, and that is the wing of Hamas. That is Hamas in Gaza. He was eliminated. This despicable terrorist was responsible for the murder, injury, and abduction of thousands of Israeli civilians and also IDF soldiers. He used the abduction and captivity of the hostages. He used the hostages as human shields, and he is no more. And it is important to say that I promised two things, and the government along with me. One, I promised that we will return all our hostages down to the last of them, up to the hero of Israel, Ran Gvili, may his memory be a blessing. And we brought them back. There were doubts. We had no doubts. We brought them back. I promised that all the architects of the massacre and all the architects of the abduction will be eliminated down to the last of them, and we are getting very, very close to completing this mission as well. We are in Gaza now. Israel is already holding not 50% there, but 60% today. Maybe that has changed in the last year. In the past year, we have not been judging Hamas. We know exactly what our mission is, and our mission is one: to ensure that Gaza will no longer pose a threat to Israel, and we are carrying out this mission with the help of our soldiers. The heroes are truly heroes. They are in Lebanon, in Gaza, and also in the skies of Tehran. Our fighters, our female fighters, and our pilots are heroes and heroines. Our eyes are open regarding Iran as well. I will speak today, as I do every few days, with our friends, President Trump. I will surely hear impressions about his trip from China and perhaps about other things as well. There are certainly many possibilities. We are prepared for any scenario. Turkey has now shown off a flying Jinsu-style missile clearly inspired by the US R-9X concept, signaling that the once secret bladed warhead idea is going mainstream. Defense firm Roketsan revealed the new Nesta munition at the Soha 2026 Defense Expo in Istanbul, using the show to pitch it as the next step in precision air-to-ground weapons. The weapon is reported to copy the pop-out blade design of the US AGM-114R9X Ninja Hellfire, swapping blast for blades that slice through a target at extreme speed. Instead of a conventional explosive warhead, the missile carries 6 sword-like blades that deploy in flight, turning the body itself into a high-speed, spinning cutting tool. Turkish officials say the system is meant for surgical strikes that kill a specific person or vehicle while minimizing collateral damage in crowded streets or rugged terrain. Fittingly, it is named Nesta, after a medical scalpel, underlining the message that this is supposed to be a scalpel-like tool in the hands of drone operators, not a blunt bomb. Nesta is pitched as a precision, low-collateral guided assassination munition, built to hit very specific targets with tightly confined effects. It is developed by Roketsan in Turkey, the same ecosystem that helped turn Bayraktar drones into a battlefield brand. The missile is based on the proven MAMEL lightweight smart micromunition platform that TB2S have used in multiple wars. Its defining feature is a set of 6 pop-out blades that replace a traditional explosive warhead. The primary role is targeted strikes against particular individuals or vehicles, rather than broad area bombing. Nesta is designed mainly to be carried by drones and light attack aircraft, giving small platforms a high-precision kill option. It is expected to use laser guidance similar to MAMEL, potentially with more advanced terminal targeting steps in the final dive. A proximity sensor triggers the blades to deploy moments before impact, maximizing cutting power while limiting blast effects. There is no explosive warhead at all. The weapon relies entirely on kinetic energy plus the blade strike to do its damage. The overall concept is directly inspired by the US AGM-114R9X, flying Jinsu Hellfire variant used in covert strikes. Under the skin, the new weapon rides on Roketsan's lightweight MAMEL smart micromunition, a design already battle-tested on multiple fronts. MAMEL first made headlines as the go-to weapon under Bayraktar TB2 wings, where it became a symbol of Turkey's drone revolution. Turkish TB2s have used MAMEL in Syria, Libya, Ukraine, and Karabakh, proving the basic guidance and warhead package across very different battlefields. Unlike earlier variants, Nesta strips out blast and thermobaric warheads entirely, eliminating the big explosion that usually follows impact. Instead, it relies on sheer impact speed and extending metal blades, allowing it to rip into a car, pickup, or room without throwing shrapnel far beyond the target. Nesta uses 6 pop-out blades, matching the blade count widely reported on the US R9X Hellfire. Just before impact, a proximity sensor triggers the mechanism, snapping the blades out from slots in the missile's body. Those blades deploy fractions of a second before contact, maximizing cutting power while sharply limiting wider blast damage around the aim point. In theory, that allows the weapon to slice through a vehicle roof or wall right where the intended target is sitting, while leaving neighboring seats or rooms far less affected. The base MAMEL round uses semi-active laser guidance, and Nesta is expected to inherit that core guidance logic for final targeting. Engineers are also exploring a human-in-the-loop mode, in which an operator can steer the final dive and abort at the last second if conditions change. Such a control mode depends on robust data links and upgraded ground stations capable of sending real-time corrections all the way to impact. Developers may add imaging seekers later, but for now the focus is on making the basic blade deployment and guidance reliable and safe to field. Turkey has steadily expanded cross-border drone operations against PKK fighters in Iraq, Syria, and beyond, relying heavily on precision airstrikes. Those operations intensified after ceasefire with the PKK collapsed in 2015, pushing Ankara toward more frequent, targeted killings rather than large-scale ground offensives. The new blade-equipped missile fits neatly into Turkey's push for local-lateral counterinsurgency strikes, where political cost rises sharply with every civilian casualty. Roketsan also clearly sees export demand from states that want to claim reduced civilian harm, selling Nesta as a more ethical option for high-value killings from the air. Unlike US weapons bound by strict export rules, Turkish systems face fewer American regulatory hurdles, making them attractive to buyers who struggle to get similar US kit. Even so, reports caution that Turkey still has to complete testing and integration before Nesta is truly ready for routine frontline use, leaving questions about how soon this scalpel will see real combat. Turkey has unveiled the country's first intercontinental range ballistic missile, named Yildirimhan, marking a significant step in Ankara's push to develop longer-range strike capabilities. Analysts have described the Yildirimhan as a major expansion of Ankara's long-range strike ambitions, suggesting it is intended to project power far beyond Turkey's immediate neighborhood. The unveiling comes at a time when other NATO members are also expanding their missile and long-range drone capabilities as part of deterrence planning against Russia. The missile is estimated to have a range of around 6,000 kilometers, positioning it between intermediate range and full intercontinental range systems. Reports indicate that the Yildirimhan is expected to reach a speed of over Mach 20, aimed at complicating interception. System is designed for long-range strike missions, targeting infrastructure and military facilities at significant distances. The missile uses a 4-engine configuration, intended to provide the thrust for an intercontinental trajectory and improved payload flexibility. It is powered by a liquid fuel propulsion system, which allows high performance but also brings logistical and readiness drawbacks. The Yildirimhan reportedly relies on a nitrogen tetroxide-based fuel system, a type of hypergolic propellant used in several legacy ballistic missile designs. Positioned between IRBM and ICBM class, the missile blurs the technical line that traditionally separates medium and long-range deterrent systems. Turkey's growing missile arsenal could expand NATO's strike depth across Europe and the Middle East, giving the alliance more options for flexible deterrence. Turkey is one of the few Middle East states to receive Western support and technology transfer for missile development, reflecting its strategic value within the alliance.